Okay, here, going to go over my lead magnet slash tool that I created. This is the new way I'm going to start videos. It's just easier. I don't have to remember everything I'm going to say. I'll just put it on the whiteboard. Then you can pause it and read it if you want, if you're interested. Anyway, these are Claude's proposed Instagram captions for me, which are a good summary of what it does. So, I built an automation that creates custom automation strategies from a 2-minute quiz. That's what we're going to go through. 200 plus automations. Claude over exaggerated there. I think it's like 50. AI matches the best 5 for your business. So, brief overview here. I'm not going to completely go through everything, so you can pause and read if you want. But it goes over my database of automations that I've created, plus some other ones that I plan on creating, but haven't, and I have them outlined. And based on the quiz that you fill out, then it's going to give you an automation strategy. The cool thing about this, I'm going to use it as a lead magnet, and I'm also thinking that other businesses could use something like this. So mine's going to suggest automations for you, because that's my business. A landscaper, maybe it would be questions about your house. Like, what don't you like the look of it? And then it would look at the services it offers and suggest that and be like, this is what this service would do for you. So yeah, here's just a breakdown of it. I'm just going to scroll. You can pause and read if you want. But yeah, today, review custom report, choose number 1 automation, use it to help your business. Okay, let's start going. So I made this front end in Replit, and I just linked it through a webhook to Gumloop. So we'll start the assessment, and I'm going to fast forward this as I run it. Okay, so clicking send, you get a nice little what happens next. So you're going to get the report in your email with a little strategy. You can create another report here. Tells you what's included in the report. So as that's going, then this is the automation I created, and it's running through here. So what it is doing is it's fed a JSON file to the webhook, which is then parsed. So all of your questions, or your answers to the questions, are then ran through this Ask AI node, where it creates a customer profile based on that. And then it takes the customer profile analysis, which is up here, scrolling slow, and it compares it to the database that I have, and I'll show that. So the database I have, and I have it all tagged of all the automations. Again, half are ones that I've built already, and probably around half are ones that I plan on building or have ideas to. But yeah, they're all tagged, so then it makes it easier when there's looking for automation suggestions based on the business questions that you answered for your business. It takes all that into consideration and puts that together, so you get a whole selection criteria, all that. So I have some of these fields included in there where it's like, specifically take a look at this, specifically take a look at that. And then it comes down here, it builds the report, writes the report, and it sends it off. And then on top of that, then, so that's for who fills it out. They get all of that information. So custom automation suggestions for their business based on real ones that I built that will work. And then for me, or for you, if you were to build a lead magnet or have me build a lead magnet for you, for your business here, then you get a segmented audience. So you get their contact information, how they answered every question along the way. You know that they're interested, at least somewhat interested. And then that gets written all to a database. So it gets filled out. You have it in the database without even having to do anything. It's all automated, and that's the point. So let's go over. So this is, again, here's the leads database where I have it written to. Okay, so here's the leads database. So it gets written to here, and we see, here it is, name, email, contact information, company. I still have to hook it up so the recommendations that are sent are listed in here. But you have answers to every question that they filled out there. And then here is the side that a customer would be getting. And again, if you wanted to do it for your business, it would be, it would be different. But hi, and that was taken from the quiz, so we have the name, so we can address by name. And here we go. So it says why. You mentioned that, blah, blah, blah. So it's taking our actual questions as inputs, and it's writing a nice HTML email. Here you go. Title of it. So these are just titles I have of that automation. Around how long it'll take, what you need. And this is, again, based on the tools that user input that they use. So yeah, explaining why, and then next steps, how to implement it. So that's definitely useful. And then again, it's taking all those into consideration. And it goes by, the quick wins and then higher impact. So these are going to take a little bit longer, just ideas. And maybe you can't set these up yourself, but you probably can if you look into it further. And then here's just like a little roadmap where you want to, start, and then cost savings based on the time that you should save. So then down here, a little book a free call here. We could go over something like this. Or again, if you wanted this for your business, then you would have your little call to action there. So yeah, that's the whole report that I am calling Custom Automation Strategy Report, because that is what it is. Yeah, so that's that.